Dennis Rodman was on First Take last week, and I just saw the clips afterwards, and he was asked, I think, by Stephen A. about how would the Bulls do with Rodman against Golden State Warriors. And he basically said, Michael would average 50 a game, something that Phil Jackson said years ago. When Phil came out with his last book, and I asked him, how would Mike do in today's NBA? And he said that, he would average probably 45 points a game. Most he averaged was 37. So, you're adding 8 more points, which isn't unheard of for Michael Jordan. So he might average 45 a game. Okay. Rodman, of course, is going to say that his Bulls would dominate the Golden State Warriors. But you start to look at it, and Dennis's math is off. He's got Scotty at 6'9". Now, the Scottie Pippen I interviewed seemed like he was 6'7", but I guess he's grown since he retired. But he's now 6'9", because if you're 6'9", then you can shut down Kevin Durant. But at 6'7", I don't think Scotty could shut down Kevin Durant, because nobody has shut down Kevin Durant. It would be Dennis against Draymond Green. And Draymond Green is a better all-around player. And if Dennis wants to play, then Dennis was really good. But Dennis, got to the point where he was a personality celebrity, and then he would rebound, and that would be it. He'd have his hair color, but Dennis wasn't a great player with the Bulls, in my opinion. I thought he was a great player with the Pistons. Ron Harper, nice player. Tony Kukoc, very good player. But if you're talking about, do I think that the Bulls of yesteryear, the 90s, would beat Golden State, and it's a foregone conclusion? The answer is absolutely no. I don't say that. It's hard to do this and look, and having been around those teams to see what they did, firsthand. I don't want to say I covered them, because it feels like everybody covered the Chicago Bulls. I was there. I covered them. Okay. I was around them and was there for all their NBA championships.
Dan, I watched a lot of their games from my apartment.
That's all you need to do, apparently.
A lot of them.
Yep, that's all you need to do. If you're going to say, okay, Pippen is going to shut down Durant. Michael's going to be guarding Clay. And then Ron Harper's on Steph Curry. And then Rodman's on Draymond Green.
Oh, that is a good defensive alignment against the Warriors.
Okay.
Don't you think that was good? I thought you were saying that as a strength.
No, it is. It's very good. And you got Kukoc. I mean, it's a really, and we're making the Bulls an all-star team, with those guys. Because I don't know if was Harper there when Kukoc was there, and I'm not quite sure. But, you got a really talented Bulls team, and then you go, well, who's guarding Michael? Okay, Clay is going to guard Michael. And then who's going to guard Scotty? I'm going to guess Iguodala is going to guard Scotty. And then Draymond Green is guarding Dennis, which means he'll slough off and he'll be great on a double team. Kukoc, that's Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's going to win that matchup. So I know that we love to look back and open up our scrapbook and go, oh, of course the Bulls would kill him. I'm not so sure. In today's NBA, I'd take Golden State, believe it or not. Even though Mike's going to score. Absolutely. Scotty was spotty. Kukoc was spotty. Dennis couldn't score. And Harper was spotty. I got Durant, who's not, Steph, who's not, and Clay, who's not. They're great scorers. Draymond's spotty, and Iguodala is spotty. But I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, of course the Bulls would win. They have Michael Jordan. If you said today's game, I'll take Golden State. Yeah, Paul.
And you have to look at this game, and you can't put it in either era. I don't know if you can, because you almost have to say, if you're doing it in this era, you have to say, okay, the Bulls would be playing day-to-day in this era, and they would all develop better three-point shots. I'm sure Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan, if that became a focal point of their practice, would be much better three-point shooters than they were in 1988, 1993.
Everybody would be.
Right. But a lot of people don't do the argument that way. They're like, oh, that Bulls team couldn't shoot threes. Well, I'm guessing today they would practice them more.
Because Kukoc might be an unbelievable three-point shooter. You put him in the corner and you kick it to him, and he'd be really good. I don't know how good Scotty's going to be. Ron Harper's going to be. Even Michael. Michael was so successful attacking you. that I don't know if he would settle for a three-point shot in today's NBA. But I do know what Golden State would do from the three-point line. Yes, McLeod.
What about the argument that the Warriors, in the rules of the night, the physicality of the 90s basketball would be a problem for them if they ever had to do that? Because they're a function of the new rules to some extent.
Yes, but I'm saying if you played today with today's rules, then I would take Golden State. If we're playing by the rules of the 90s, then I'm going to take the Bulls. I think it's that close in how you call the game. But the physicality of the 90s would be something that, Golden State, could they get used to that punishment? That happened every single time down the floor. Now, if you say everybody gets to run around and, you get free range, I like Golden State now. I do. Because they changed the game. They changed the game in their style. The Bulls didn't change the game from their style. They changed the game because they were rock stars. They won 3 in a row twice. And they probably would have won 2 more if you throw, and they would have, won 8 in a row. They changed the game because they were rock stars. But were they better than Showtime? If you give me a healthy Showtime Laker team, I got Kareem, I got Magic, I got Byron Scott, I got Cooper, I got Worthy. Is McAdoo going to be coming off the bench? Is Michael see, that's where, when we pick and choose these, and there's no way you win or lose these arguments, but, Showtime Lakers in the mid-'80s, I have no problem taking that team against the Bulls. I don't. And I know that that's blasphemous that you're going against Michael Jordan. Michael was awesome. He was great. But, if you could play the Bulls rules. The rules in the 80s were tougher than the Bulls rules in the 90s, the way they played. Just ask Kurt Rambis. I would take Showtime Lakers over Michael. And they played at the very end of Showtime when Magic was hurt. I know. Even the Celtics in the mid-'80s. And I know Michael went off at the Garden and, put up 63 points and, it wasn't a very good team. They lost that series. I think it was a best of 3 back then. But that Celtic team with the front line of, Bird, McHale, and Parrish is the greatest front line in the history of the NBA. And would Bird shoot more threes? Yes. Would Danny Ainge shoot more threes? Yes. Would Dennis Johnson shoot more threes? I'm sure he would. Would Scott Wedman shoot more threes? Bill Walton was coming off the bench. So I have the greatest front line, and then I have the 6th man of the year in Bill Walton. These are fun arguments here. But I don't look at this as a foregone conclusion that, with Michael, you're going to win, or because Dennis Rodman says that.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.